Majorca Cycling Center Academy, Wojciech Beran's School of Cycling. Mountain bikes. Riding in loose terrain, such as mud, roots, stones, sand, snow, and water. The ability of riding well in various loose terrains is considered one of the top skills of every rider. According to how well the rider can ride in mud, or loose or slippery stones, gravel, sand, water, roots, wet grass, or ice with snow, we are able to measure their technical skills. If we are able to ride on all kinds of loose terrain, we become experienced riders who can tackle any terrain. Today, in our new episode of Majorca Cycling Center Academy, we are going to address such skills. Thanks to riding on pump track, you can master the complex riding skills and balance, which will come in handy when riding in nature. This technique uses the energy of pumping, going up and down, as the riding force with no pedaling engagement. In this way, the rider learns to transfer his gravity force into the force that moves him forward. Roots, rocks, or loose stones. When riding over roots, the approach should be as vertical as possible, with taking the weight off of the front wheel in order to get over without hitting the obstacle hard and with no loss of momentum. If there is a need to pedal, we spin our legs with higher frequency and lower gear. The actual stroke of pedaling should always be carried out in between the obstacles. Sand. Riding in deep sand is very demanding. The front wheel sinks into the sand, and the ruts can take you off your intended direction easily. The key thing is to concentrate your weight on the rear wheel in order to get as much grip in the lower layer of the sand as possible. Simultaneously, the unweighted front wheel gets over the sand bumps more easily. When riding in sand, it is better to stay in the saddle. We also go for a lower gear, due to which we can pedal smoothly and keep the relevant momentum. Riding in muddy conditions. When riding through mud, we need to tackle a couple of problems. Again, we recommend riding in the saddle with a lower gear so we can keep our former speed. We hold the handlebars firmly, but not convulsively. The elbows are loose, so they can react to slight, unexpected movements of the wheels caused by the uneven layers of slippery surfaces. The rider should look ahead of where he is going. River crossing. The trickiest thing about a river crossing is the hardly predictable factors as depth of water, surface of the bottom, and the strength of the stream. For that reason, it is important to reach some good speed before entering the river. When approaching, we should stay out of the saddle with the cranks in the horizontal position and keep looking at the other side of the river. Just before entering the river, we shift the center of gravity slightly backwards and lift up the front wheel. If the situation requires pedaling through the water, we ride with the center of gravity in the saddle. Before entering the water, we shift to a lower gear, which enables us to pedal frequently. If we stop in the middle of the water, it is almost impossible to start pedaling again. We never pull the brakes while riding through the water and try to ride smoothly with a certain amount of dynamics. The principles for riding through a puddle are very similar to a river crossing. In order to keep up the speed, we position the cranks horizontally, shift the center of gravity backwards, and lift up the front wheel. We lead the bike forward by directing the weight into the pedals, and we keep looking the direction we want to go. Riding on snow. In case we know we are going to spend most of the time riding on snow, we need to adjust the tire pressure. Due to the unstable condition and unpredictable depth of snow, we preferably ride in the saddle and shift to a lower gear, thanks to which we will be able to pedal even when the snow gets deeper. We should spin our legs and avoid any sudden moves. We hold the handlebars firmly, but not convulsively. The elbows should stay loose and ready to reflex any unexpected hits. Watch out for ice hidden under the snow. When riding on ice, we approach it vertically and avoid braking or a sudden change of direction. In case you would like to have fun and make the most of riding on snow, you can use a special bike called a fat bike, which is equipped with really thick tires that don't sink in the snow. Riding in unstable conditions is considered to be one of the top cycling riding skills. In our next episode of Majorca Cycling Center Academy, we will talk about how to behave and act in a group of cyclists when having a group ride or during a marathon race. You have been guided through this episode by our professional trainer, Wojciech Beran, MA. Would you like to make the most of your cycling? Do not hesitate and join our team in Majorca. Majorca Cycling Center, the international bicycle rental of BMC and Colnago bikes. International training cycling camps for all age and performance groups. Experienced and certified trainers, guides, mechanics, physiotherapists, and masseurs. Do you want to train in Majorca? Then come with MajorcaCyclingCenter.com. Join us and make the most of your cycling in Majorca. Bookings on MajorcaCyclingCenter.com.